Mythological story of the Queen of Darkness, Lilith. Hello everyone. Welcome to Mythology Journey, a dark and alluring figure extending from mythology to the present day. Today I'm going to tell you about Lilith, a dark and alluring figure who appears in different forms in various mythologies. Lilith is not just a demon or a devil, but also appears as a symbol of female freedom, rebellion, and the dark side. Her story is a long and fascinating journey that spans from mythology to the present day, revealing the complexity of human nature and the different aspects of femininity. Lilith's figure has been interpreted differently in various cultures and belief systems over the centuries, sometimes seen as a feared and demonized being, while at other times she has been an inspiration for the empowerment and liberation of women. Her story raises important questions about women's roles in society, sexuality, independence and rebellion, and continues to be debated today. Although Lilith's origins are not fully known, they are believed to date back to Sumerian mythology. Known as a night demon in Sumerian lore, Lilith is depicted as one of the wind spirits in Sumerian tablets dating back to 3000 BC. In Sumerian mythology, Lilith was portrayed as a being who represented dark and chaotic forces, seduced men, and harmed children. She later appears in Jewish mythology as Adam's first wife. In Jewish Kabbalistic texts, Lilith is depicted as a demon who was created at the same time as Adam, but was banished from paradise for disobeying Adam. In Christian mythology, she is also considered Adam's first wife and is depicted as a demon who was cast out of paradise. In Christian belief, Lilith is seen as a being who tried to seduce Adam and brought evil to people. Described differently in different mythologies, Lilith is usually depicted as a beautiful and attractive woman with long hair. However, she also has a dark, dangerous, and seductive side. This dual nature of Lilith emphasizes both her allure and her fearsomeness. According to Jewish mythology, Lilith was created at the same time and from the same soil as Adam. However, Lilith argues that she is equal to Adam and refuses to be obeyed to him. She does not accept Adam's superiority and authority. For this reason, she flees from paradise and settles in the Red Sea region. Here she has relationships with demons and becomes the mother of devils. In the Red Sea region, Lilith harasses children and pregnant women descended from Adam. She kills newborn babies or harms them. She also seduces men, leading them into sin. These evil actions of Lilith show her vengeful and jealous nature. Adam, on the other hand, begs God to bring Lilith back. Adam is lonely and unhappy in Lilith's absence. God sends 3 angels, Senoi, Sansenoi and Samangeloth, to Lilith and asks her to return. The angels try to persuade Lilith. However, Lilith refuses to return to Adam and incurs God's wrath. The angels threaten Lilith and say that if she does not return, they will kill her demon children. However, Lilith does not yield to these threats and accepts God's wrath. This determination of Lilith symbolizes her independence and freedom. Her refusal to obey Adam is an expression of her argument that women have their own will and have equal rights with men. Lilith's story raises important questions about women's roles in society, sexuality, independence and rebellion, and continues to be debated today. Lilith embodies a wide range of deep and diverse symbols in mythology. One of her most prominent representations is as an unwavering advocate for female freedom. Challenging traditional notions of womanhood, acting on her own volition, and defying societal expectations, Lilith has become a symbol of women's pursuit of independence and their desire to determine their own destinies. At the same time, Lilith's dark and seductive aspect represents the unexplored and suppressed facets of female sexuality. Breaking down societal taboos, freely expressing her desires, and using her sexuality as a source of power, Lilith can also be seen as a symbol of women's fight for their rights over their own bodies and sexual expression. However, Lilith's dark side is not limited to sexuality. It also represents danger, the unknown, and the uncontrollable. Her presence affects people with both her allure and her fearsomeness. In this way, Lilith is a figure that shows that women can be both attractive and dangerous, capable of arousing desire and instilling fear. Beyond all these symbols, Lilith is also considered a symbol of female fertility and the life cycle. Associated with the power of giving life and creation, Lilith represents the deep connection between women and nature and their contribution to the continuation of life. In conclusion, Lilith in mythology is a multifaceted and complex figure representing female freedom, rebellion, independence, the dark side, seduction, danger, female sexuality, and fertility. Her story reflects the centuries-old debates on women's roles in society, sexuality, independence, and rebellion, and remains relevant today. Lilith's story has inspired many artists throughout the centuries. Lilith's depictions and stories have been handled in various ways in many fields such as painting, sculpture, literature, and music. Especially in the Renaissance and Baroque periods, Lilith was depicted as a seductive and dangerous woman. In the paintings of these periods, Lilith is usually depicted as a beautiful and attractive woman with long hair, but at the same time, she has a dark and threatening look. In some paintings, she is depicted holding a snake in her hand, while in others, she is depicted standing on a demon. These depictions emphasize both Lilith's allure and her danger. Lilith, from her roots in mythology to the present day, has secured a solid place for herself in popular culture. Her stories, told over the centuries and interpreted in different ways, continue to live on in today's art and entertainment world. In many films, TV series, video games, and books, direct or indirect references are made to Lilith or her story. For example, while some fantasy fiction works feature powerful and independent female characters with Lilith-like traits, she is depicted as a dark and seductive demon in some horror and thriller films. In video games, Lilith appears sometimes as an enemy, sometimes as an ally, and sometimes as a playable character. Her mythological characteristics and symbolism inspire the stories and character designs of the games. Lilith's traces are frequently seen in the field of literature as well. In novels, poems, and other literary works, Lilith is reinterpreted as a symbol of female freedom, rebellion, and the dark side, and is handled from different perspectives. This shows how permanent and effective Lilith is as a mythological figure, and how she inspires today's discussions and interpretations with her presence in popular culture. Lilith's story is just one of the many riches that mythology offers us. Her character brings together different aspects of femininity, freedom, rebellion, and the dark side. Lilith offers us an opportunity to reflect on important questions such as women's place in society, sexuality, independence, and our choices.